Welcome back, everyone, and I'm here again with Ross Benjamin, SBR contributor, and today we're going to be looking at that MLB game between the Washington Nationals and the Philadelphia Phillies. But first off, how you doing today, Ross?
Very well, Dex. How about yourself?
I'm doing great, getting ready for some football, but right now let's do some baseball to see if we can get some extra cash. Now, Ross, we all know that the Nats are in the first place in the NL East, but can you elaborate how they actually achieved this season?
Well, I'll tell you what, as far as what they have achieved this season, a lot of it has to do with this recent winning streak. They did lose last night, 3-2 at the hands of Philadelphia, but this is a team that's won 12 of their last 14 games, and including in that stretch was a 10-game win streak, and they won 7 of those 12 games by just 1 run. They're doing a lot of things right fundamentally, Dax. Their bullpen has been solid all season. Their top 3 in their starting rotation is very good. And to answer your question, I would think that that's the gist of why they are where they are right now.
All right, now, despite the fact that the Phillies did win yesterday, it kind of does seem that they're on a steady decline. And it might be something that they won't be able to overcome, considering that they have an aging core group of veterans. Am I right in this one?
Yeah, they certainly do. I mean, they put a lot of stock in signing long-term contracts to their core group of veterans, as you alluded to, and Jimmy Rollins, Chase Utley, and Ryan Howard. Now, these guys are all serviceable players, but their careers and their numbers seem to be on the decline, and I don't see that improving as seasons wear on. So I think Philadelphia will look to clean house at the end of the season and try to rebuild. They've had very few bright spots to speak about this season, and their play at home has been very disappointing. Even with yesterday's win, they're still just 31-38 at First Citizens Bank in Philadelphia.
Well, cleaning house does sound like the right choice in this case. But anyways, in your article, you did point out that Cole Hamels has had a good year in spite of what his record indicates. Now, can you explain what you're referring to in this case?
Well, I believe his win-loss record against the money line is just 11-12. Yet in those 23 starts, this guy's compiled a very good 2.53 ERA. So he certainly deserved a lot better fate than he's received this season, as he's been a victim of a lack of run support on several occasions. In his last 7 starts, Dax, he's been terrific, posting an excellent 1.65 ERA and just shy of a 6-1 strikeout to walk ratio in those outings. In his 2 starts against the Nationals this season, he's posted a superb 1.93 ERA and 0.86 whip. Although Hamels is one of those aging players as well, he certainly held his end of the bargain this season.
So he's probably not one of the ones that's going to be left out of the cleaning house picture, right?
It's debatable. You know, the bottom line is they're going to have to look at contracts. He may be worth something in a trade. I don't know at this particular point. But, I mean, out of all 4 of those guys, I think Hamels has definitely had the best season of the 4.
All right, now how about Gio Gonzalez? I mean, he's had a solid ERA of 2.70 over his last 3 starts. But you say that this particular stat might be a bit deceiving. Now, what did you mean by that?
Well, you know, I often use the statistic called WHIP, and that's walks and hits versus divided by innings pitched, and it comes up with a numeric value. And anytime you see a WHIP of 1.50 or more, that signifies poor form to me. Now, even though he's put up a pretty good ERA, as you alluded to in his last 3 starts, his WHIP in those 3 starts is 1.56, which in my estimation deems as poor form. And what I mean by that being deceiving is chances are, if you look inside the numbers, he wiggled out of a lot of jams during those 3 starts and was a little bit fortunate. This is a guy that's also gone 4-6 against the money on the road this season, and he's also gone 0-2 against the money versus the Phillies this season with a lofty 4.91 ERA. Compared to what he did last year, Gio Gonzalez, by his standards, has had a substandard season.
All right, man. So considering that, who do you actually give the lean to in this case? Are we going to see a spread play or maybe a total play on this one?
Well, let's break this down logically, Dex. Since June 6th, the Phillies have won 34 games, and 10 of those 34 have came with Cole Hamels as their starting pitcher. That's 29% of their wins since June 6th have came with Hamels on the hill. Contrarily, since July 26th, the Nationals have lost only 10 games in this hot run, and 4 of those have came with Gio Gonzalez as their starter. So 40% of their losses over the last month have come with Gio Gonzalez on the hill. Do you see where I'm going with this? I hope so.
Read you clearly.
Cole Hamels cools off the red-hot Nationals tonight, and I like Cole Hamels over Gio Gonzalez in this matchup. I'm going to take the Philadelphia Phillies tonight over the Washington Nationals.
All right, my man. Sounds like some definitely good stuff here. Once again, thank you very much for your valuable insight, and can't wait to talk again tomorrow.
I look forward to it, Dax. Thank you.
Likewise. And for SportsbookReview.com, this is Dax Floyd.